today we're going to do a little bit of drawing shapes and shading in parts of them to think about different fractions. So this example here we're going to do together, and then I'm going to get you to work on a few different questions yourself to see how well you understand it and hopefully develop a wee bit of knowledge along the way. So this task here says draw 3 6 times 2 rectangles. It means 6 by 2. It means 6 long and 2 broad, 6 by 2. And we've got instructions as to what to do with each of the 3 shapes. So what I'm going to do to save a bit of time, I've got them waiting in the wings here. So with a straight edge or a ruler, you would draw the shapes that are asked for. So remember that the first thing that you might be unsure of is this idea of 6 times 2. We use it often to think about by 6 by 2. It just means that it's a shorthand way of saying draw a rectangle 6 boxes long and 2 boxes high or deep. Okay? So it says in the instructions here, shape 1, shade in 1/3 of the shape. Now we know that 1/3 means 1 out of 3. So the trouble is we're not asked to shade in or to split it up into 3 and shade 1. We're asked to shade in 1/3 of the shape. So, well, we could try and split it up into 3 bits and shade 1, or we could notice that there's 12 boxes inside this shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And remember that 1/3 means 1 out of 3. So one way that I could do this, and it's not the only way, is that I could, let's take a green colour, I could count, okay, there's 1, 2, 3 boxes. Okay, and out of those 3, I'm going to shade in the first one. 1 out of 3. Okay, see those ones there? I haven't shaded in 2, so 1/3 of those boxes is shaded. If you look at the next 3, 1, 2, 3, I'm going to shade in 1 of those 3. And that's me kind of dealt with the whole top line. If I look at the bottom line here, 1, 2, 3, well, let's shade in 1 of them, and I'll shade in the middle one of those 3 this time, just because it doesn't matter which one. And then for the last 3, 1, 2, 3, I'll shade in 1 of them. And we can see that out of the 12, we've actually shaded in 4. So we could say that out of the 12, we've shaded in 4. So we've shaded in 1/3, but we've also shaded in 4/12. Okay. Another way I could have done that is if I rub that out for a minute, what I could have done is used my eye or my judgment to think, actually, you know how there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns here? You see the way those red lines are in my jotter? Well, if I were to actually make them a bit more bold, you notice that we've actually split it up into 3 equal parts. Each of them has got 4 boxes in it. And as long as there's an equal number in each section, we've correctly split it up into 3 into thirds. So if I were to shade in 1 of those 3 sections, I've also shaded in 1/3, which happens to be 4 little boxes out of 12 little boxes. So there's different ways to think about shading in. Shape 2, it says shade in 1/6 of the shape. Okay, so let's do it using the first method. 1/6 means that if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes, then I should only shade in 1 of those 6. And it doesn't matter which one, of course. I'm going to shade in, just randomly shade in the second one. Okay, and now I haven't had a look at the bottom boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to shade in another one there, 1 out of those 6. And you'll notice that I've done that twice. That means I've got 2 boxes that I've shaded. So 1/6 is really about shading 2 boxes out of the 12. Okay, so you can shade in a 6th even when there's more than 6 bits. Another way I could have thought about it using the other method was to try and divide it first of all before I shaded in into 6 equal parts. And you might be able to use a judgment that if I actually were to draw a line down each of those columns there, I would end up with 6 parts, each with 2 in it. That would be fine. And therefore, if each of those is a 6th, as long as I shaded in 1 of those parts, I would have a 6th, which is also 2 boxes out of 12. So again, a different way to do it. Now, shape 3, it says shade in more than 1/6, but less than 1/3 of the shape. Write down the fraction you have shaded. Okay, well, that's a wee bit tricky maybe, but it's not really if you think about it, because we've got all the information in the first two shapes. You notice here that we shaded in 1/3, and that was 4 boxes. We shaded in 4 boxes, which is 1/3. In the second shape, we shaded in 1/6, which was only 2 boxes. So this last one, we're told shade in more than 1/6, which is 2 boxes, and less than 1/3, which is 4. Okay, now there only is one option really there, isn't there? And that's to shade in 3 boxes. So I'm going to go for it. I'm going to shade in 3 boxes, and I shall use, I'll just use the blacks. I've got here 3 boxes, any 3 boxes, 1, 2, I'll shade in this one down here, 3. There we go. I've shaded in 3 boxes, which means that 9 are not shaded. It says write down the fraction you have shaded. I've shaded in 3 out of 12. Okay, now you might know we could write 3/12 in a different way, but at the moment I'm just going to leave it as 3/12 is shaded. Okay, so that's the kind of thing I would like you to do. I'm going to show you the picture here, so you can, if you want to just pause this and work from it. I'm going to also put a picture, a photograph of that on Show My Homework, so that you can use it. There are 3 tasks. Tasks 1 and 2 are a bit more straightforward. They're increasing in difficulty, and question 3 is the most challenging. If you can try part 3, then that's great, but I'd like you to at least have a go at parts 1 and 2, and each of them involves drawing out rectangles. If you notice in part 3, it doesn't actually tell you the size of them. That's why it's a bit more challenging. Okay, so I'll let you use your own initiative on that, but in the other ones it tells you exactly what to draw. So your task for today is to use your Jotty, a squared paper, in order to work through these tasks. Take a picture of what you've done, put it up on Show My Homework, and let me know if you get any problems with it. Okay, thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day.